PCHers, private detectives, young motel owners, murderheads, and celebrity cameos to Life on Mars, the Veronica Mars Rewatch podcast where we go through episode by episode. I'm Brenton.
And I'm Emily.
And we're here for a special Easter edition to talk about Season 4, Episode 4, Heads You Lose.
Well, it won't be Easter for them.
No, we're recording on Easter.
Happy Easter to all who participate or celebrate, and happy insert other holiday here to original any sort of pagan religions that you might have practiced or had family that came from that was actually why they chose this date for Easter. Because Easter was really a holiday all about fertility and sex. It's why the bunny's all about,
Is that also eggs? Like renewal?
Birth.
Renewal.
Well, yeah, it's true. Spring is renewal. It's celebrating spring. It's winter is over. Let's fuck.
Woo! Nope, then we got to make it about a guy. Hey, to Peter and John, I saw your posts, pics, or the tomb wasn't empty.
Pics or the tomb wasn't empty.
Boy.
Yeah, I not a big Jesus fan.
But we both went through the
Catholicism to paganism pipipeline.
Exactly. It's out of control.
And
the Pope isn't doing anything to stop it.
Thank God. What's he gonna do? Show up here?
Probably. Uh-oh.
He's gonna pray for us.
That's right.
And just remember, when you pray for me, you're praying for yourself, because I got my prayers pointing back at you.
Exactly.
So anything you send to me, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you.
You doing clenched, yeah. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do my prayers, point to the sky. All right. There's no Easter in this episode.
No, not at all. There is a duck though, because Comrade quacks.
Exactly. Yeah, there is. But hey, if you hadn't watched specifically season 3 of Veronica Mars, you would be a little lost by all the cameos in this episode.
They tried to explain them.
Yeah, they do at least a decent job. But
this is also a show that I feel like, because it was definitely like a cult classic, like the fans are why it came back and all of that. So like doing things like this is very rewarding for fans. It's very wish fulfillment-y. Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's like, why create new characters when you can bring in previous ones?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the fine line with revivals, not renewals. Where you want to bring back the old characters and drop Easter eggs to older seasons and things without
Easter
it.
Eggs. Go on a hunt in this episode and see how many you find.
Woo! Then bring it back and report in, and we'll
yeah. Fun fact.
Like there's a fucking prize. Jesus.
Everyone at home, just a reminder, it is now spring in the Northern Hemisphere, which means that those of us that are allergic to spring have been taking inordinate amounts of allergy medication, and we haven't quite, mid-spring, I've adjusted to my dosage.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm taking. I know when I'm taking it. I know if the wind picks up.
Yeah.
I'm taking a different medication. You got it down. But at first, when you start doing that sandwich of those multiple allergy medications, you get a little weird.
It's brutal. My nose is not adjusted to all the blooming stuff yet. So
no, and I planted flowers on our patio, which might be dangerous for us if they ever bloom.
Yeah, but we got time.
Well, and it seems
and
like
it's
the
not
birds,
be too much.
Birds are eating my seeds anyway.
Well, that's fun. I haven't seen them come over. I didn't think about that they'd probably be eating your seeds.
When they're pecking into the beds, they're eating the seeds.
Huh. Isn't that interesting? First time gardener here. Maybe I should scare them away.
Oh, just, maybe.
I just go, oh, birds.
Unless it's a hummingbird, because we have a hummingbird feeder.
Yeah, they're fine, because they just drink the liquid.
Well, and that's why I planted flowers that they could eat from if they ever grow.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Wouldn't it be cute?
Very cute. I do like the hummingbirds that come and visit the hummingbird feeder.
We haven't had them in a while, though. Do you think it's because it's winter, or was winter? Now that it's spring again, will they come back?
I would think so.
Do hummingbirds migrate?
Or do they, slow down, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. Because I feel like it'd be hard-pressed for them to find adequate food for how much they need, all the sugars.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, enough about gardening. Let's talk about the episode.
Let's start. So we are in the club. We're in Comrade Quack's. Remember at the end of the last episode, a bomb went off. And everyone ran and Veronica stood there. Fight, flight, or freeze. You see, we got the flights.
She's doing the fights.
Yeah, or is she doing the freeze?
She walks toward it.
Oh yeah, she's doing the fight. Well, the bomb already went off.
Totally, yeah. Well, but you don't know what's going to happen if there's another bomb going off.
You never know what's going to happen anywhere.
Ain't that right? Wiser words.
This is going to be my motivational quote. Walk towards danger. You never know what's going to happen anywhere.
Just be able, whenever you go places, stay in a crouched position so you could leap off of your legs into like a runner's start if you need to get anywhere.
Exactly. Well, and pick a direction. It doesn't matter. Something might happen.
You can sit down, but don't get too comfortable.
So we're at the club, and it's really like immediately after, and our good friend Dick is hitting on a lady. He's hitting on Sarah Hyland.
A little bit of stunt casting.
Very cute. He also has wheelies. I did write that down.
I also wrote down Heelys. I'm like, damn, because they're like in Converse or something, right?
Well, but are they Heelys or are they wheelies? Because I feel like they popped out at the bottom. They didn't pop out just at the heel.
I don't know, because I do know when he wrote them, he wrote them like Heelys, where you're like back on your heels. So I just wrote down Heelys. But I didn't get a close enough look.
Did you ever have Heelys?
No, I didn't. I wanted Heelys. I remember I went to a baseball game with a family friend, and one of the kids had Heelys, and we were walking home. So it's like the long trot out of the baseball stadium, and it was like downhill because we were like up high, one of the like higher seats. Kid was just heeling the whole way down. I'm like, damn, I could be doing that.
Yeah. One time we saw someone at the mall with them, and Granny looked at me and she said, "I will not get you those. You'll crack your head open." He's going to crack his head open. And the kid fell.
Okay.
She's a fucking witch.
She was right. Cursed him. I definitely would have.
Yeah. There's no chance in hell I wouldn't have fallen.
Yeah. I mean, I remember going to the skate park with, like at a friend's birthday, and I think I rode a skateboard and I fell back on my head and I laid down and everybody had to come get me.
Oh no.
Yep. Yep, scared a few people by this kid that just fell and laid down on the concrete. Honestly, like at the time, I thought I was just like closing my eyes, but like I think I like literally probably blacked out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I remember like feeling ashamed at the time that like I scared people because I was young.
Yeah.
That like I like had pretended, but I think probably looking back, there's a reason I felt like a need to close my eyes and lay down.
Yeah, I often think that like as kids we get shamed for like quote unquote scaring people or like playing around because kids are really resilient, but like in fact we're like listening to our instincts.
Totally.
Our body is like no, like we need to reboot.
Right. It's a weird thing.
Gotta put your Brenton on and restart.
Totally.
He's downloading an update.
Right, learning how to skateboard. It's like fucking The Matrix. I know Kung Fu.
Oh God,
yeah.
Poor baby Brenton. Did you ever go to a skate park again?
Yeah, but
did you ever skate again?
Yes. I wasn't scared by that. My takeaway from that was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I really scared people by like pretending that I like laid down and like got knocked out. But I think in hindsight, like I probably like literally did. I probably like hit my head pretty hard. I mean, I was wearing a helmet, so like.
Well, and I often think that like like when you get hurt, your immediate reaction is to like take a minute and like reevaluate like what's happening, and immediately everyone around you is like, "Are you okay?" Because they're freaked out. But it's like you gotta get it.
Totally. And then I opened my eyes and there's a bunch of people standing over me and I'm like, and then my mom's yelling at me and I'm like, oh damn, I probably shouldn't have like pretended to lay down there. But like I said,
you probably didn't pretend.
I know. I probably
you gaslit yourself, baby.
Yeah, totally. It was a weird thing to look back on. But anyways,
Dick did not fall on his Heelys.
No.
He's incredible. An adult though. He's got core strength. You've seen the man's abs.
Totally. And last thing on Heelys, I find it incredible that people can ride around like those. Good job to Ryan Hansen.
I have no dexterity when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So we get that, and then he's hitting on Sarah Hyland. Some other guy comes up, tries to like offer to like have a threesome with them. I don't know. It's super weird, and Sarah walks away because she's like, "Ew, what the hell's wrong with you guys?"
Right.
And then Logan, Veronica, and Nicole are sitting together and like, kind of like processing. Nicole's like, Logan, like, how do you process this? Like, you've been to war. You've seen people blown up. Which is like, I get and like I appreciate, but like it's, you know, Logan's like, you just kind of eventually forget or let it go, or it gets, and I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe we should talk to a mental health professional.
I mean, he is.
He is, but like maybe he should recommend others do the same.
I see. Yeah. No, and Nicole is not one for subtlety.
Yes. No, definitely. And so then, while we're there, Dick gets a phone call. He has been cast in a Lifetime Christmas movie.
As a mannequin.
No,
No,
a man. Is it a...
He is the ex in the Lifetime movie.
Yeah, exactly. Who gets left for a mannequin?
Yes.
Yes.
Woman falls in love with mannequin, and he's the jealous boyfriend.
Got it. And then Sarah Hyland walks up to Nicole, and she's like, hey, are you the owner? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, this guy's friend is drugging girls. I saw him put something in this person's drink. So Nicole gets ready to go beat some ass and call security.
Uh-huh.
And Veronica goes, interesting. She jumps into action. And it's like, no.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like Veronica looks suspiciously at Nicole, and it's like, this man's drugging girls.
Yeah, makes sense.
Give him a bop.
Mm-hmm. But the security guy takes him out.
Yeah. Then we cut over to the senator, our senator.
Congressman Malouf.
Congressman Malouf.
Not my congressman, I'll tell you that much.
He's having a nightmare. He's having a nightmare about Dodie and Alonzo killing the trailer trash buddies. That's what I wrote down.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to do
family.
Trailer Park Boys.
The guys that we have deemed as trailer trash.
Yeah, the cars.
Yeah, exactly. So then he wakes up from his nightmare and he's like, then we cut over to Senator's hotel room. The Mars family's there. Logan's obviously there. And the mother of the Malouf boys is like, look for that ring. And Alex is like, it's not stolen because I gave it to her. I mean, it's missing, but it's not like they didn't steal it, you know?
Right. And they get in an argument about it. Amalia is the mother's name.
Amalia. And the Mars family's like, no, like we're trying to solve the bombings. We're not really worried about this piece of jewelry, which is fair. Then we cut over to Chattanooga Charlie. It's a brewery.
Yeah.
It's on the boardwalk, and he's like, yeah, all of us boardwalk businesses would run everything we were doing through Saul because we were all under attack. Saul was the man who owned the hotel, the Sandpiper. Sandpiper?
Yes, Sandpiper. Oh wait, no. The Sandpiper is the other one. Sea Sprite, yeah. So funny. I was like, wait a minute, no, that's the other one. That's the one that Big Dick owned.
Yes.
Location of our first kiss. Of Logan and Veronica.
It's like,
not
it's
ours.
Fictional.
Yes.
I was like, what do you remember that? Yeah,
it's like, huh?
Oh God, how many Benadryl did you take?
Right.
And then so Keith's like, oh, that could definitely make Saul a target because, like, you know, everyone's running everything through him. And the guy who owns Chattanooga Charlie's like, yeah, like, after all this though, I'm definitely selling, like, Big Dick came in and offered this really low ball price, but people from my hometown offered to buy it and wanted to keep it the same and all of that, so I'm selling it to them because they offered more than Big Dick.
Right. So he gets,
but still,
he gets the best of both worlds. He's taken a bath, but they're offering more money, and it's not going to be in the hands of Nut.
Yeah. Well, we assume. We don't actually know.
Yeah, according to him, right?
Yeah, people from his hometown.
Totally. And also the other piece of information is that his mural outside is got tagged so much that he had to paint over it.
Yes.
It was Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, I think Waylon Jennings or something.
Well, I mean, it's Chattanooga Charlie, so you pick who you want.
Right, yeah, something. And they're like all like just, you know, almost around Mount Rushmore of country stars.
Yes. So we get that. And then we cut over. Veronica went to Chino. She's visiting some people we know that are locked up in Chino. Because everyone in this town who gets arrested goes to Chino.
All the big bads go to Chino.
I mean,
it's funny that they'd throw in Big Dick with murders.
I mean, we're going for that white collar crime, baby.
Again, yeah, we just gotta pretend that minimum security prison doesn't exist.
So we're at Chino and we see Veronica first talks to Tim.
You may remember from season 3 as the TA.
Yes, TA Tim.
TA Tim.
Tim is just
sequel to G.I. Jane.
He's just annoying Veronica because he's Tim and he's an awful person. Veronica's like I don't have to be here. Like, I don't have to ask you things, but like, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know you're following this, and like, I want to know what you know. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, I want these books because they're hard to come by. So she offers to get him books so that he'll give her information.
Yeah.
And so Tim did not know Clyde, but he did know that Big Dick worked in the library. And he worked for Perry Walsh, who was like running the library in Chino. Right.
And who was our bomber.
Yes.
Current leading suspect of the bomber for the original Sea Sprite bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then just as a refresher on Tim, was the TA, but also an investigator.
And he murdered their school principal and tried to frame their teacher.
Yeah. The dean.
Yes, the dean. So we have that. And then Veronica also talks to Mercer. If you don't remember Mercer, he's a rapist.
Also from season 3.
Also from season 3. He's asking her about Logan, trying to annoy her. He's like, this is awful. Like, why am I in jail for decades when the Stanford rapist only got 6 months?
Totally.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he should also rot in jail. Which is great. We love that call out because I think it's important that like, why aren't we actually putting in men in Chino for raping women?
Yeah, absolutely.
So then, Mercer tells Veronica that Clyde was Big Dick's protector, and Clyde was conning Big Dick because he was like, when we get out, I can use him.
Yeah, totally.
And then Big Dick basically like worked for Perry Walsh in the library. So Veronica gets this information and she leaves Chino.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's funny the way they do the retroactive thing of like trying to comment on campus like sexual assaults again by just like tying it into like,
see, at least we put him in jail for 10 years.
Right, exactly. And whatever they allude to Stanford and or what's his name, Brock something,
Brock Turner.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you like a tissue?
No, I'm all good.
Okay.
Just a little snifflies. But yeah, I think it's funny that, and it's also really tied into season 3.
Yeah.
Nobody's favorite season, so it's just kind of like, okay, all right, these characters.
But I think they're the best to piggyback off of for this. Like, I don't think they had a lot of choices.
Because Aaron's dead, and the big bad in season 2 also dead, Beaver.
Yep. So then we get Veronica and Keith chatting about like what Veronica's learned, what Keith learned talking to Chattanooga Charlie's business owner, and Maddie shows up to talk to them, but Keith has her stand outside while they keep talking, and she's kind of listening at the door, reading notes. She finds notes on the desk about Veronica, like the past Veronica signed to visit Chino and who she visited. So then we cut over to the beach.
Before that, just so what Chattanooga, the thing that's happening at Chattanooga Charlie's is happening all along the boardwalk, where businesses are being harassed. Then they're getting really low ball offers right before the bomb from Big Dick, and then they get these mom and pop businesses that are coming to them and buying them out. So it's all separate mom and pop businesses that all lead back to shell companies.
Yes. So then a kid wakes up on the beach, and he's got...
It's the guy who was drugging people from the beginning.
The guy who showed up at the beginning who had tried to get Sarah Hyland to have a threesome with him and Dick.
Yes. And was drugging
girls at the bar.
Yeah.
So he wakes up with a bomb strapped to his neck on the beach, runs over to a nearby restaurant. People freak out, whatever. The timer starts going faster. The girl nearest him calls the police, which is like, good on her.
Yeah, totally. Everybody else literally leaves her.
And
this poor woman.
Then his timer starts getting faster and faster, so he runs towards the beach to be away from people, and it blows up and they blow off his head, which was like a little excessive.
Yeah.
We could have just had the boom off screen.
Yeah, totally. Especially since the effect looks a little cheesy. So it's just like this CGI, this weird like CGI like headless thing as he like his body falls. It's real weird like how divorced this is from the rest of the bombings. I mean, I think that's where you're kind of like supposed to, I guess, take away that this is different from all the rest of them. But it just kind of like apropos. It feels like odd. It doesn't feel like weighty in like the episode because it's just like this random character we don't know, and this like thing happens to. But there's no like background detail or anything provided. So it's just kind of like
just introduced in this episode.
Yeah, so it's just like kind of like this weird weightless thing that happens in the middle of this.
But I think what they're trying to do is give us breadcrumbs of different people that were at Comrade Quack's who have been victims of the bombings.
Yeah. I understand kind of like what they're doing.
They're trying to lay a red herring trail.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know how effective that is.
No, it doesn't feel impactful for the rest of the episode too. It's like they're still kind of just talking about the bombings at the beach and the locations. Yeah.
So then the FBI got called in because too many bombs, and we're at the police station. We find out who was called in with the FBI.
Leo
works for the FBI now.
And the chief of police, Langdon, was trying to interview with San Diego police to try and go be the chief of police down in the big city, but got interrupted by the FBI coming in the mayor.
So then Leo is like, he finds out when they're talking to the chief of police, like she complains about the private detectives getting involved, and he's like, which ones? So he's like, let me go get some information. So he shows up at Veronica's house with a pizza.
Yep.
But who
Classic
answers
Leo
the door?
move.
Logan. Where's Veronica? Not there. What do we get? Boys' night.
Totally. They used Logan so well in this season, especially like that where he's just like invites Leo in. He's like, oh no, like don't leave, come like hang out, like let's just stay. And he is the person that it's like, no, I'm not gonna blink, so like come in, let's be awkward, let's like bathe in this. I'm interested to see where this is going. Who are you, sir?
Yep. It's great. They're both amazingly awkward.
And like Leo's trying to find like a way out, and Logan's just like, nope, I can trap you here. I did want to have a shout out for Leo, going from, let's see, sheriff's deputy, disgracefully fired,
rehired by Keith.
Yeah, security guard before that, rehired by Keith, San Diego police, 3 years on from that, FBI. Damn,
it's a career journey.
Totally. He's had quite the journey, Leo. Good job. Hats off to you.
So we cut over to Alonzo and Claudia. Alonzo is taking Claudia by Weevil's garage to pick up something, we assume.
Right, because they're family.
Yeah. To do something. We don't know what.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That part is not important. But while he's waiting for Claudia, he's sitting in the parking lot, and the PCHers, the kids, the bike gang.
Yes.
They're out.
The motorcycle collective.
Their basketball, doing whatever. Veronica shows up to ask Juan Diego, who was, the guy who tried to steal her wallet.
Yes, our mad pooper at the Sea Sprite as well.
Exactly. Who's paying him? And they try.
Such a weird fucking detail.
They try to fuck with her, and he makes a joke about like sexually assaulting her.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, I will. Like I was thinking about being nice to you, but I will in fact kill you. There's no doubt in my mind."
Yeah, because she's got a gun. Yeah.
She flashes her gun, and they try to attack her, and she stabs one of them in the leg, and is fighting them off because she is badass. Yeah. And Weevil walks outside and is like,
well, but this is also the same time that like 12 PCHers ride in on their bikes. So it's looking real bad of about 1 versus 16.
Yeah, 16 boys.
Mm-hmm.
But Weevil walks outside and he's like, you all better let her go before she kills somebody.
Yeah. Then says class dismissed, and all the men on their motorcycles turn around and leave.
Because they're boys. Papa Weevil's here.
What were they doing? Why did you arrive? Where did you come from?
Like, I know you've all got better things to do.
I know, but what were they doing to begin with? Why did they arrive?
Just to come pick up their friends.
I guess, those people on motorcycles just love to ride, so.
True. So then she's like, Weevil, like, what are you doing over here, and what do you know about the bombing?
Yeah.
And he's like, must be nice to, like, think you have choices in life and blame people. But, like, I'm just, like, running my garage and, like, trying to not go to jail, basically.
Yeah. I hate that we're going back on familiar beats here.
Yeah. I'm living a life of crime, maybe.
Right, exactly. And Veronica's like, I need to start at the place I always start. The Red Herring, a.k.a. Weevil. And he's like not going to be connected, but he's going to be doing shady business. Yeah. It's like, every time, really, we got to do this. He couldn't have been like, I don't know what these kids get up to.
Yeah, or I'm not in charge. I just fix their bikes.
Right, totally. And it could like lead to that, but right now it's like Weevil knows, and he's just like, damn, we never had a choice.
Yep. Well, because she's like, oh yeah, are you chopping cars again, like your uncle did or whatever?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do we care?
Totally. And it's like, especially so annoying going back off of the movie where it's like he gets shot and then he's like, damn, gotta go back to old me.
Yep, gotta pull out my leather jacket now. I've been shot.
Totally. I think I said it then, but he's the Bugs Bunny meme.
Oh my God. So then we cut back over to the Echolls Mars apartment. Trying to think of like how I want to.
I was gonna say the Echolls D'Amato standoff.
Well, no, I think they're having a pizza party.
Oh, that's right. That's why they're like in separate rooms.
Veronica gets there. She pets her dog. And then Logan's like, oh, like we have company. Leo's here, and he's like, and I think Piz must be in the back room too.
Yeah, great note.
Which is cute. Love it.
No, he's probably doing Fresh Air at that point or something. No, he's not doing Fresh Air. He's doing maybe an episode of This American Life. Or
exactly.
Something.
He's out there in the field.
Exactly.
So then,
good for him.
Good for him. Logan's like, just you two do you. Veronica and Leo have a nice little catch-up session. And Logan
Logan just sitting there like smiling, arms crossed, like,
Yep. And he's like, oh, I didn't, sounds like you two been hanging out like when I was away doing things for the government and the country.
Yeah.
And how did Logan ever pass a background check while dating Veronica? Never mind, it doesn't matter. How did Logan ever pass a background
check to get into like the military?
Yeah.
I feel like they're just like, I feel like he didn't, but then they go like, this boy wants to turn things around. I feel like for the military, they'll allow you in. It's not like he's a convicted felon. So
true. Well, and he's like some super secret top spy or whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, he's been like beating up people his entire life.
True.
So like now they just like hone his combat skills. This is just like it's like a montage at the beginning of an action movie of just like, you have a lot of raw potential, but you have no skill. And the master like trips him. But in this case, it's for, the hegemony.
Got it. Okay. So
exactly.
Then,
so, he's not getting in martial arts tournaments. He's, disrupting the Middle East.
Yes. So they do a little catch-up session, whatever. Leo leaves. And then Veronica and Logan chat. Logan's jealous of Leo. It's cute. And then they like snuggle up on the couch to watch TV, and Veronica wears shoes, which I think is very odd. Why are you wearing shoes in your own house? You live on the beach. I have so many questions.
Yeah, and so got a nice little Hulu original product placement. Let's watch Harlots on Hulu. We love Harlots. It's our show.
No. Then we cut over to Maddie. She went to a murder heads party. Well, a little murder heads meeting, but it feels like a party.
Murder heads party. I like it.
It's a little get together.
Mm-hmm.
The group is mad at
Gathering of the murder heads.
Patton, whose real name is something else on the show.
Penn Epner.
Penn, for saying that it was the senator because they did not all agree on it, and he
Right.
tied the murder heads to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're all annoyed.
Which I would be fucking pissed too. Like, don't go running your mouth about this shit.
Maddie then tells the murder heads that Mars Investigations believes that this whole thing is tied to a boardwalk issue and that it's tied to Big Dick, because of the whole Chino thing and what she found at Mars Investigations and stuff. Because Maddie is a child and she doesn't know better.
Yeah, gives up all the
information.
Exactly, and Penn has always been a friend to her. It seems they're at least friendly, and he has been like there for her.
He was there when it happened, so there's like a trauma bond there.
And he's been around. It would seem like he's checking in, so you know, it happens. You get fooled.
Exactly.
But yes, it's very much like, oh no.
Yes, it's very, very bad. So then, we go over to Keith. Keith is like, hey, Veronica, to get closer to Clyde, I offered to help find his ex. I tracked down his ex. She stole $392,000. She wants Clyde to get in touch, though. Odd. Very odd.
Totally. Yeah. It's definitely seeding something in the background here.
Yeah, it's very odd. And then we get Patton, who's Penn, shows up and he's like, hey, Veronica and Keith, I've got an idea. Why don't we all work together? You, me, the murder heads. Don't worry, we'll do it pro bono. And they're like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. If he wasn't a sad sack, this would be threatening.
Yes.
Because it'd be like, because then it would probably turn around of like, well, I'll just gonna like go ahead and do my own thing. But he doesn't tell her. He just like, he does the Patton thing and just like throws his hands up and like walks away.
Exactly.
With his head held down.
So then we cut over to Veronica and Keith heading over to the Maloofs. They're going to chat with our senator, who says that his blackmailer messaged him claiming responsibility for the threats. But he says this and sends Logan into the room because he doesn't want Logan to hear it, which is funny to me because it's like, they're dating, right?
Right, I know. It's so useless. It's not like Veronica isn't going to say anything.
But so then Logan's like, hey, you guys might want to come in the hotel room. There's something in here you're going to want to see. We go in. Who's in that hotel room?
Vinny Van Lowe.
Why is he there?
He has been hired by Amalia to find the ring.
He's really living up that PI life,
Totally. And he's, much like Leo, he seems to have at least like found a better gig than recording movie stars.
Well, it seems like he just moved back into also being a PI.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we don't know about his other businesses.
Yeah. He does offer to sell the van, though. He offers to sell them his van. So Vinny, Veronica, Keith, they have a nice little chat. It's cute, whatever. It's nostalgic. There's not really much going on there.
Yeah, other than him just like buttering taunting. Taunting and buttering up the mom.
Yeah, exactly. So then Veronica and Keith leave, and Vinny goes to leave, and Senator or Congressman Maloof is like, hey, Vinny, I've got another request for you. I need you to locate Alonzo and Dodie, basically, because I just need to find them, and I need to ask them something.
Right. The stupidest motherfucker ever.
Yeah, because this congressman is so goddamn dumb.
He's extremely dumb.
He's like, you know what? I've got a lot of issues. Let's add more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's implicate someone else in my stupid ideas.
Also, someone that you can't trust.
Absolutely, you can't at all. Like, he is there for a paycheck.
Exactly.
Like, what do you think's going to happen if like something like this comes up? He's just going to give up information.
Mm-hmm.
You've made your bed. You have to lie in it, but you just keep fucking changing the sheets. I don't know if that metaphor works, but that's the only thing I could think of.
It makes it sound like he's got a really clean bed.
You know what? All his faults. Man keeps up on his linens.
He's got really nice linens.
But
they need that ring back. He needs to buy more sheets.
Totally. But the workers in his state are still only making $7.75.
Yeah, because he was blackmailed.
Yeah.
So then we cut over to Leo and Veronica, who are going to have lunch together. They agreed to have lunch when he brought over the pizza. Leo's like, yeah, that chief of police, she moves really slow. He's like, it kind of makes you miss Lamb because at least he was easy to manipulate. And Veronica's like, yeah. She's talking to Leo about what they know. She shows him the nail that they got from Patton.
His back.
And Leo's like, that looks just like the ones in the bombs. And Veronica's like, doesn't it? She's like, you won't go to the hardware store with me to go look for the nails. They go to the hardware store. They see Clyde while they're at the hardware store, and he's buying something in a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
Could be nails.
Exactly. And he was near an aisle where then Veronica then is like, oh, these are the exact same nails. He must have gotten nails.
So they follow him. He goes to Mars Investigations. Keith and Clyde then have a little chat. Keith gives Clyde the email for his ex. Clyde tells
Ichiko.
Keith the story of him and Big Dick, basically. Their romance.
Exactly.
How we met.
I, a felon serving time. Him, a felon serving time. Noticed each other across the mess hall, and what can I say?
Next thing you know, we're out on the golf course together.
Uh-huh. He's buying me $100 bottles of cognac.
Exactly. And so then, while this is happening, we have a little chat. Congressman and Logan, they're having a little boy chat in the hotel room. They're talking about love.
Exactly. And Logan's military duty. I am glad they at least
address this.
It's like, how are you able to just
take this time off to work for me?
And
Logan's like, yeah, I'm away for a long time, and then I come back. Like, I don't have details. I can't share details. Like, It's just like, they tell me I'm leaving, and I leave, and then I come back.
Right. Some man in a suit picks up a red phone and dials it, and it goes directly to Logan's phone, and that's when he knows he's got to pack up and leave.
Or sometimes he gets text messages asking him to bring pants, and he doesn't know if it's the government or Dick, you know?
Exactly. Oh, damn it. Yeah, gotta bring in pants on the base.
But so then Logan's like, yeah, I'm doing this because I might have overspent a little on a ring. Which is kind of a lie because we know Logan's loaded.
Yeah.
But we also know that the you know what I mean? Like the congressman is like, oh yeah, that's a good enough answer. Like, oh, you're just making money while you're off.
Totally.
Then,
but as also Dick mentioned in second episode, that Logan's poor now.
He's like, oh, you don't make a lot of money anymore.
I would understand how that money would slowly dwindle away.
Yes, but I also think that he inherited everything that his father had.
Right, but he also lived in a hotel for 2 years, 3 years,
true,
4 years, 5 years. How many years did he live in that hotel afterwards?
I don't know.
That's a lot of money.
True. And why? But anyway,
just get a goddamn apartment.
Yeah. Regardless,
kids. I mean, they don't know.
And we don't know what he was doing while he was dating the one girl that we just completely brushed over the 7 years of his life he spent dating her.
Right. Or at least, we don't even know how long that was for. Carrie Bishop, a.k.a. Oh, God, what was her name? Her stage name? Can't remember. But Carrie Bishop.
But so the congressman gets a text from Vinny while he's talking to Logan saying that he found Dodie and Alonzo. So he's like, you know what, Logan? You can go home. I'm not going anywhere tonight.
You did so good today. Why don't you take the rest of the day off?
Exactly. He's like, I'm going to stay in tonight. It's fine.
Yeah. You guarded my guardy. You guarded my body so well.
You guarded my body?
Yeah.
So then Logan leaves. Congressman goes to go visit Dodie and Alonzo. He shows up. They're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And the congressman's like, don't kill anybody. I'll still pay you. Whatever. And they're like, too late. We already did. Here's the video. And they show him this iPhone filmed video of them committing murder.
And Alonzo just having a big old smile. And then Dodie then hi.
Yeah, it's real cute, but it's also terrifying.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And they're like, hey, did you bring the money? And he's like,
we'd really like our 100K.
Yeah.
Or 200K? 100K.
I don't remember. But I'm like, what kind of encryption do they have on their iPhone that they felt safe recording that?
They just don't care.
Yep. So we leave there. We don't know protected. If what they're gonna do with Maloof. If they're gonna let him leave to go get the money. If they're gonna hang him from the rafters. We'll find out.
You should probably get the money.
So then we cut over to Veronica and Leo. They're sitting in the car still waiting on Keith and Clyde to finish their bromance party. And Leo's got snacks in his bag and he's in his jacket.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, Liz, my ex, left me. Basically, they talk about his romance, that he got married too soon and that they just like, they didn't like what they saw in each other anymore. And you're just like, good God.
The vague platitudes. Yeah.
How long were they together? Because he wasn't married in the movie. So were they only together for like 3 years?
Yeah, must have been because George Michael insert here, no ring. But yeah, it must have only been like real quick.
So then he asked her about Logan and she's like, yeah, he proposed to me. And I said no, because I don't think he wanted to get married. I think he just wanted to show that, it's a competition.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, could be like, maybe you should like offer a peace offering. Because like, to quote him, your boy's chill.
Yeah.
Your boy seems chill.
Right. And Leo's just like, the way you talk about him versus how I've like actually met him, he's like, seems A-okay.
Yeah. Like, huh.
Once
again, we're making Veronica toxic instead of...
Totally. I prefer this, but still, I don't like it.
It doesn't, I don't know. It's not fun.
No.
So they're like, you know what? We should probably just go make sure Clyde didn't murder Keith or something. We should go inside. So they go in and Clyde's telling Keith a story about a kid bringing a grenade on a job to like rob a bank. And he's like, what are you doing? And the kid's like, just in case, man.
How many times, these rookies, they don't know.
But when Veronica and Leo walk in, Keith has the same reaction Brenton does anytime Leo's on screen. And he's like, Leo!
It's like, very much a Gene Parmesan freak out sort of thing.
Yeah, he's like, he was one of my deputies, one of the good ones, like Bob. And it's like, no, he did like definitely like sell evidence to make money to send his sister to school.
Yeah. And he definitely like let Veronica in. I mean, not intentionally, but... Oh, right. He's gotten fired twice from the sheriff's department.
No, he was put on leave the first time.
Yeah.
Because he got tricked by her. So they were like, it's not your fault. And they couldn't trace it.
Yeah.
But your reaction to Leo is the same as Keith's.
Yeah. Leo!
So then we basically we get... Veronica then sits down on the table, knocks the bag that Clyde had out. It's just hinges for doors. Yeah. So we know it's not the screws or whatever. Clyde leaves.
Can't put the screws to him.
Exactly. Clyde leaves.
Nails.
And
those nails.
Keith immediately sobers up, almost like he was faking being as drunk as he was.
Almost.
And then Keith and Veronica have a nice little spat about how she did that because he is like, he's smarter, like you can't pull the classic tricks on him. He knows. Then Leo leaves and Veronica and Keith get ready to go to the city council meeting. Veronica drives because she is sober. Go to
good job. Great job, guys.
Good call out too. City council meeting. Big Dick is there. He gives this whole metaphor of the town going to seed and how you need to like prune back the branches, and it's just a fucking weird one.
Also met by eye rolls of the city council and the mayor. Hi, Mayor.
Hi, Mayor. And then we see Max. Remember Max from season 3? He dated Mac.
Right. It's so funny to just kind of like throw him in. Runs a pot shop now.
Yeah, he runs
totally
a pot
makes
shop
sense.
Called How High Are You? So he looks at Keith and he goes, how high are you? And Keith goes, good, thanks. It's pretty cute. We find out he runs a head shop. It's great.
Yeah, this is pre-legalized weed, so this is medicinal, right?
No, it was recreational. He says it's a recreational store.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I must have had that wrong.
I'm pretty sure he says it's recreational. So then we get over and people are talking at the city council meeting, and Patton Penn gets on the microphone and he's like, we need to say no on nut because they're trying to drive out businesses. And then he shares the theory that Veronica and Keith have been using about the boardwalk or whatever. So they think that he's bugged their office.
Yeah. I great touch.
Yeah.
Since, oh God. that they're giving him like way more credit than like what it actually is.
Exactly.
Like that he just stumbled into this information and that he's like pulling the ripcord on this stuff like way too fast. Because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly. And then we get that scene that ends. We cut over
with like a riot.
Yeah, Big Dick wants to fight Penn's
right.
yelling about how Big Dick's evil,
But you got a lot of supporters for like the boardwalk that are there, like trying to tell the council that they don't pass this.
Yeah, don't pass nut
stuff.
So then we cut over. We get some guy driving this weird little like it's not a quad, but it's like
one of those go-karts on the big wheels.
Yeah, it's like a quad and a go-kart had a baby.
Yeah, because it's got a roof.
Mm-hmm. We think it's because it rolls.
Right. Yeah. That's good call out. But it's like a commercial for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really funny.
This guy's like a stunt driver basically driving it, and then he stops because he sees a man walking over the hill, and it's one of Tawny's family members who had been shot. One of them lived.
Yeah.
So he's
all bloody.
He's all bloody and got holes in him and stuff, and he's walking over the hill.
Swiss cheese running up the hill.
In the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird to me because I would think that Alonzo and Dodie
would do a better job.
Would always make sure that it's all the way.
You know
what I mean?
Totally. Mm-hmm.
Considering they're heads and bags kind of people.
Yeah. Or well, no, they had a head thrown over their fence. Never mind.
Yeah. No, they keep them in bags. It tends to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they think they do a better job, but maybe it's intentional.
Exactly. Maybe they didn't finish the job all the way because they didn't care.
Totally. Or the other things going on, trying to stir the pot, as it were.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's the end.
Yeah.
The end.
Setup episode and
definitely some great Logan scenes, some great Leo scenes. Logan and Leo together, we love that.
Max Greenfield, great.
10 out of 10, man.
Yeah, totally. He's just a very charming actor and good actor. So I enjoy him, put him in stuff. Even when as toned down Leo, he's just kind of like. No, sorry. When I say Leo is toned down in comparison to like Schmidt, so like him playing it is like toned down. Not that Leo in this is toned down, but he's very nice. It's just like chill dude. He's a great person to have like on this, and I think all the cameos are fun. So it's just kind of like a breezy setup episode. It's
a revisiting season 3 and a little bit of season 2. So.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, we got Lily Kane in the last episode, and now here's your stuff up through season 3.
Exactly. We're now caught up.
Yeah. Not as great as the episode before that, though.
That's fair.
It's fine,
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
No. Yeah. Not a lot on this one.
No. Well, shall we plug?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, when I'm not here doing this and this microphone with Sniffles McGee, sometimes I'm doing this and this microphone with Sniffies McGee, and we talk about whatever the fuck we want because we have a podcast called But Really Though, where we both research a subject and then we share something about it. It can be urban legends, tall tales, stuff we didn't learn in history. Sometimes I talk about space. I think we're both going to talk about space in the coming weeks.
It is the episode that goes up right before this one is a double space feature. I go to interstellar space. And I go to Mars.
Ooh. But yeah, so.
But not Interstellar, the movie. Don't watch it.
No, the bookcase, it was too far.
Yep.
But yeah, so we have that. You can find that podcast wherever you find this podcast. It is But Really Though, and though is spelled THO. I am also a life and career coach. I help people get their shit together. Contrary to how unconfident I sounded at the beginning of this episode about what I gave really bad advice at the beginning of this episode, and I remember thinking like, that's hilarious. Yeah, I help people figure out what the fuck they want to do with their lives. I mostly ask questions. I don't give advice. You figure it out for yourself with me. But I do offer free discovery calls for any new client. And all of my prices and information about what I do and how I do it is on my website because I believe in transparency. It is But Really Though is also spelled THO.com. Oh, and you can follow me on Instagram at But Really Though. It's at BTRLYTHO.
You can find this podcast on Twitter and Facebook at Mars Rewatch. You can also find me on Twitter at Pyle Breton. That's PileBrnton. And you can find our Let's Play. We're playing through Outer Wilds right now over on my YouTube channel, Burger Discourse. You can also catch up on our Mutant Year Zero one. That's about 12 episodes for all your video game watching needs. All slowly right. But surely. I mean, we're filling it out.
Yeah, exactly. We're working through it.
Exactly.
You know what? Life's a journey.
It is. Life is a highway.
And I want to ride it.
All night long.
All right. Well, on that horrible note, stay toasted, marshmallows.